Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tennis Con 8 kickoff party.
Let's go.
And there's nobody else to do this with than my buddy Maribon. And first of all, how are you doing tonight, Maribon?
I'm doing fantastic, Peter. As people know, we're pretty close, and always love live streaming with you. You always bring the great content, and yeah, I'm just really excited for today. So can't wait to dive in.
Yep. And what we love more than anything is all the totally obsessed tennis players. Daniel saying hello. Pete and Maribon, Scott and Sharon Levy are there as always. And of course, the guy who never misses a live stream, Tom Nordstrom. So excited to see everybody here. As you come on in, keep saying hello. Tonight, we're going to go through 8 mistakes adult tennis players make. I think this is going to be good. I think this is like worth getting out the notepad. I've got some really good ones, and I'm super excited about Tennis Con 8 because there's so many great presentations this year. Now, Maribon, every year we start with a music trivia, but I have to tell everybody I have 2 YouTube copyright strikes, so I can't play the music as normal. We got Devore, but I'm still gonna have the music trivia because I like embarrassing Maribon. If you guys don't know, Maribon has like no music history. He doesn't know anything about music. We usually play a song. He has no idea about some of the most classic songs ever made. So instead of playing the music, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay.
Can I Google it?
No, this is the start of Tennis Con. Okay. So if I could, I would love to play a song, which I'm not going to do because I don't want a YouTube copyright strike. I'd love to play a song called Start Me Up. And I'm going to give you a multiple choice question. No one comment. Yes. No one comment. Multiple choice. The song Start Me Up, a big song, huge hit. Was it written and performed by the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, or the Beastie Boys? Start Me Up.
Rolling Stones.
Yes, Rolling Stones. You got it. Yes! Very good. You're good at the multiple choice.
Let me just tell you a little secret.
What?
Never heard of that song in my life.
Really? How did you guess Rolling Stones? How did you know that? Did you just total
when
guess?
You said Rolling Stones, I just, I play poker, and when you said it, I sensed something, But I felt like those other bands wouldn't play such a title. I don't know. I got lucky.
Yeah, the Rolling Stones.
But give me the credit.
Start Me Up. No credit for you.
No.
All right, look at this. We already have connections going on. Scott is saying, Tom, if you're at West Palm Beach and want to hit, let me know. That's cool. You guys should definitely exchange information. We got Jana, very loyal follower. Great to see you on from Charleston, South Carolina. Awesome part of the world. We have 52 people on. We're definitely always looking for 100 people. When we get 100 people, Maribon does a TikTok dance. It's pretty awesome. I got my buddy B2, my sidekick, right by my side. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
Great.
So as you guys are watching us have questions, definitely feel free to ask questions.
Yes.
I'm going to let you're kind of like question guy. I'm answer guy. That's the role we're going to play tonight. Beautiful. So I'm going to let you take over and ask first question.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. So first off, thanks everyone for coming down. And so I'm excited to learn about these 8 mistakes that adult tennis players make because, I've made a ton of them. Peter has. Throughout our career, we've learned from them and learned from the best as well. So what is the number 1 mistake on your list, the first one?
Yeah. So if you guys can't tell, we picked out the number 8 because it is Tennis Con 8. Tomorrow it starts at 9 a.m. I'll be sending you an email. So if you're on the free pass or if you have the lifetime access pass, you can log in right now. Most of it is up. I'll still be adding even more videos through it, as well as all these live streams. And we'll let you know how you can get a lifetime access pass later in this broadcast and get cool bonuses from Maribon. So more on that to come. But yeah, so mistake number 1 is overlooking, and don't feel bad, is overlooking the mental toughness training. So interviewed Brent Abel this year. He is in his 70s. He has won 21 gold balls, but here's the crazy thing. He's won like 11 or something like that in the last couple years. And he said he attributes it to mental toughness training. He says, I never really took that stuff seriously. I always thought it was just kind of like too hokey or didn't really work. But he decided that he was going to work harder on the mental game, really study it. And I will say the biggest thing, and I have my own personal story with this for a student that I was coaching just recently, is the biggest thing is how he started to view himself. He basically said that he always viewed himself as like in the mix, one of the better senior players in the world. And then finally he decided, why not me? Why can't I be the best? It reminded me a lot of Novak Djokovic, who for many years was the third fiddle behind Roger and Rafa, and everybody placed him there. And I think he placed him there as well. But then once he had the success of switching to a gluten-free diet and he started to perform better, he basically started to believe, oh, I think I can actually beat these guys. I believe I'm actually the best. And what's interesting and why this is important is I think sometimes to feel like to be the best, that means we have to, hit incredible shots and we've got to play out of our mind. And what's cool about Brent's story is he just decided, like, I think I can be the best. I'm going to start telling myself I can be the best. Everything I do, I'm all day is about becoming the best. But his game, he just said it's good enough. Like, I don't need to do anything extra special with the ball. Like, if you know Brent and followed him, he's very, very high percentage. One of his keys is allow people to the opportunity to miss. So it's not like he's saying I need to get so many levels better in what I do. It's just believing I'm the best. And why I think that this is an important thing for recreational players is we can just be so hard on ourselves. And the way you talk to yourself is so either vital to your success or part of your downfall. And you have to start complimenting yourself more. I was giving a lesson to a guy a couple weeks ago, and he would hit certain shots, and we are improving a lot. I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing! That's great!" And he would always just kind of like tone it down, like, "Well, I don't know, I got lucky." And I like that in a personality. It's always nice to deal with people who are very humble and are not braggarts. But at the same time, if you're talking to yourself like that internally, it's going to have an effect on you in a negative way. Like if you're improving or a coach is telling you you're improving and you're always just kind of like, well, I got lucky or that's not my normal shot or I don't know. Whatever you say, coach. If you do that stuff, it's going to feed into your self-belief in yourself. So it's okay if you tell your coach if you're very humble outwards, but internally you need to start telling yourself, yeah, I am getting better. Yes, I am awesome at this. It's coming along. The more you keep doing and feeding your mind like that, you're going to start performing at a better level. You're going to start believing in yourself. So when people are basically cheering you on, accept those cheers, get comfortable with it. You don't have to basically say it outward to whoever you're working with, but internally you have to start really saying, yes, I am the best. I am getting this. I am improving. I do own this shot now. The more you kind of fight it and say, well, I just got lucky. I don't know, things like this. I coach a lot of people, and that's a lot of adults' response is they feel very uncomfortable of accepting mastery over something or mastery over their game. They like to kind of make fun of themselves a lot. And I think that has a negative effect overall on your performance. Thoughts, Maribon? Thoughts,
Yeah,
people?
mental games strongly overlooked. Yeah, we don't have any thoughts yet, but from the people. But yeah, I just can't emphasize, and confirm enough what you just said in terms of mental game. My girlfriend Kate and I just had a match today, and we were talking to our opponents who we beat pretty handily, and the female player just was saying how, like I haven't played a match for a while. Like I get so nervous when I compete. And she had great strokes. Like she used to play in big junior tournaments, like when I played and had a high ranking. But it was that mental aspect that really threw her off. And then her partner as well. Like he has really good strokes, and he had a lot of double faults today, and missed made errors on key moments. And I think a lot of that is really attributed to the mental side of things, where you calm yourself down in between points, and you have also the mentality that like I can play well in this match, instead of like, oh, I'm playing two people who are rated higher than me, and so you kind of like disqualify yourself right away through the mental aspect to that causes you to lose. And then I remembered in an interview that I had with Paul Anacone on my summit, and I asked him, what are the keys to adult tennis players getting to the next level, and two of the three were basically mental, game related. He said the ability to relentlessly compete, and then the ability to relentlessly get better, and then also physical talent, which is more about the technical side. But Paul Anacone coached Federer and Sampras and Stevens, and he's the one talking about like the mental game being extremely important. So definitely something to not overlook. Definitely something that's limiting players from reaching their true potential. And sometimes, to me, I feel like the mental game and strategy, like there's certain aspects that kind of like blend together. But I think, by having a strong mentality, part of that is also being able to figure out, self-analyze and reflect your game, and see like what is it you need to improve, and then having that proper mindset to be able to consistently work on things. So I mean, I think mindset's really, the mental game is the most important part to me. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of things stem from that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, let me know if you guys have any questions as we go through this. We have people working out in Palm Beach, which is really cool. And then Artie says that the presentations are excellent. He might have a lifetime access pass. I don't know. He says learning a lot as always. Brent Abel is his last name. Um, one more thing before we go on. Another thing that I notice, and why this is so important, and so many of my students that I teach don't realize that they're doing it until I point it out. And then they'll even get defensive about it, where I'll give people a lesson, and every time they miss a shot, they're like, oh, they'll make like a noise. Oh, like a physical reaction.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
do.
lots of, yeah, or they'll slap their thigh like over and over again. And I'll say something like, okay, now the rest of the lesson, you can't do that.
Mm.
You can't have that reaction when you miss a shot. And then I'm telling you, it's amazing how strong habits are built. They literally they'll agree with me, and then the very next ball they miss, they will make that same noise, that negative reaction to a miss or something bad that they did. Are you guys getting this? Does this make sense as far as how negative effect this can be? Do you think it's a big deal? I want to hear from you guys out there, because I believe it's a really big deal. The more I teach people the reactions to shots, the things they're saying out loud, the things they must be saying internally, I feel like there's so much negative self talk there. And if you can really work on it and turn it to positive, I think it's going to have a huge impact on your game. I'm not saying be a robot and never, say anything bad to yourself. It's impossible not to do that. But you've got to learn to be aware of it and then flip it around. And then tell yourself, make a goal and tell yourself you can do it. And another thing about Brent, which is great, is the way he plays is very simple, but he also takes a lot of pride in his preparation. Like he does all the things, he checks all the boxes, he practices the right way, he prepares the right way, he's focused, he does all the things you need to do to feel like you're prepared. And that builds up his confidence. Let's see what people are saying. Steph,
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Then it turns into bad self-talk. Sharon has worked with you after we did this. Yeah, she was one of the ones who do it. But I mean, she's not alone. Sharp is working on that after went to train with you. Yes, Scott, after. Yes, exactly. Okay, so people are working on it, and that's good.
There's a
Go ahead.
question, Peter, if you don't mind. So from Steven
Yeah.
says, agree about pumping yourself up. However, what about the situation where you think you're better than your opponent and blame the fact that you're not winning on your something bad days? I don't know. But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Well, I think there can be that aspect, and the more you're having honest conversations with yourself, especially after matches. Actually, one thing we're going to give away tonight as a bonus is one of our totally obsessed tennis players, Mike Rogers, is going to give away as a bonus for people who get to go lifetime a thing called Match Recall, which can have you take notes. So I think that book of the inner game of tennis is so important. It's learning how to observe yourself more than judge yourself. So you observing, okay, I just lost this person, because then that can go negative, right? You're like, I think I'm better than this person and I lost to them. I can't believe I lost to that person. See, then it quickly turns into negative. It usually goes back to negative. Then you start thinking, what's wrong with me? How could I lose to such a loser, right? That's the stuff you start telling yourself. You're like, I must be a loser and things like that. So I think the more when you are in those situations and you lose to people that you feel that you're better than, a lot of times your skills, you're not crazy. A lot of times you do have more skills, quote unquote, tennis skills than your opponent. You're just not using them and deploying them in the right order. So I do think that sometimes when people feel like I'm better than that player, I should have won that match. There's people who say, well, I guess you're not as good as you thought you were because you lost. I don't always agree with that. Sometimes that could be true, but lots of times that person who's like, I shouldn't have lost that player, they're absolutely right. But what they're not identifying is like, okay, well, what's the realistic way to actually beat them next time? Because usually just because you have better strokes than them doesn't mean you're just going to be able to out hit them for 2 out of 3 sets straight. So you have to have other things going on, other tools in the toolbox there to usually win those matches. Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, definitely. Beautiful. Yeah, spent a good time on that. That was really good, Peter. So let's go on to your second item here.
Second item. This is a big one. This is a great presentation. Don't miss it this year at TennisCon. And actually, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, we're going to be live. We're doing lots of live streams this year. We've already done a ton. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, Greg LaSure, OTI. We're going to do more
Great
forehand
coach.
training. But
Yeah.
this is a really good one because he talks about the importance. If you want to be able to deploy tactics, you have to have proficient technique, especially if you want to play the way you want to play, right? That's not tap the ball around the court, but actually have topspin, have variety, have different shots. You have to have a basic technique structure to your stroke, right? And so he talks about that the pros all have a basic technique structure that is very clean, very solid, but then they're able to adapt to different balls that come in at them. And they're also able to send different types of balls back to their opponent so that they can disrupt their opponent. So this is all about being able to adapt to shots that are coming in and then also being able to send different types of balls, adjusting your basic structure of your stroke depending on what you want to do. Like he talked about, whether you're more in a defensive position, an offensive position, how you change your strokes. And then another thing too, as I was listening to this, I think one of the greatest skills that recreational players need to work on that they don't do enough, one of the biggest mistakes they make is they are not able to tell when a ball is coming 5 miles an hour faster or slower and then make an adaptation in their stroke. They learn the basic structure, they're kind of getting it down, they don't have it fully down, and then they basically keep every stroke, they try and do the same exact structure rather than learning how to. A big step is not learning how to add more power, but learning how to absorb pace successfully. Be able to recognize when a ball is coming 5, 10 miles an hour faster and going, okay, this ball is coming in faster and deeper than a normal shot. Recognizing that, learning how to adapt your stroke to absorb that pace and send it back successfully and stay in the point. Little things like that are going to make the difference between winning and losing matches, not necessarily hitting 5 or 10 more winners in the match. And that's what this lesson's all about.
Yeah, beautiful. Love that. Love that. And so with Greg, I mean, you've had him on a lot, and I feel like this is kind of a different presentation from him. Has he been doing technique previous years?
Well, this one's very technical as well, but he takes it to
Okay.
another level where he usually just talks about the basic structure and he still
Yeah.
teaches that, but then he gives some really good drills and illustrations of, okay, now if you want to take some pace off the ball and hit it higher, if you're more in a defensive
Mm,
position, now your stroke structure has to change to this. If you want to step inside the court and take more offense, now your structure turns into that. And I do find that even a lot of our high performance juniors, I notice, they're just not seeing the difference in pace and spin. If you can learn how to be able to read earlier, like this ball is going to be a little shorter, this ball is going to be a little deeper, this ball is coming a little faster, and adjust your swing path to those balls and learn how to absorb pace, that is going to be a big game changer. What I typically see, one of the biggest killers and mistakes I see in a rally, and this goes from high level juniors to our adult players. One person hits the ball hard. They first hit the ball hard. Then the other person connects with it and hits it back just as hard, maybe even adds another 5 miles an hour to it. I mean, you can just count it. Like the next ball that comes to that next person, they then hit it faster and they miss. It's usually like one shot good, two shots good. The third shot, no one makes an adjustment. They just swing just like it was the same ball that they got. Like they don't notice the rhythm is changing and everything's amping up. And rather than take pace off of that and try and reset, boom, mistake. So if you can learn how to just recognize that and be the one that goes, okay, I'm not going to take the bait here and swing the same exact way of these first two shots that come. Little things like that, subtle little things like that make you go from winning matches to losing matches and vice versa, right?
yeah, yeah. Two things that I love doing on the court, especially, I mean, this works for both singles and doubles, but in doubles, I like hitting, the heavy, spinny, deep ball with my ground strokes because it's extremely difficult for the opposing player to go down the line with that, and so that sets me up for my partner to be able to poach and put balls like that away. I mean, been doing that a lot lately, and then also, neutralizing if somebody's hitting a big shot. A lot of times I'll just hit that chip, especially on returns. Actually, I just chip it low, and it forces them to hit up. And so, yeah, that adjustment, those adjustments are really key. Yeah. Whoa,
Absolutely.
we're bigger now.
We're bigger. I was seeing how that looks on. I think it looks better to be smaller. You can see the whole TV better.
Right, the TV. Yeah,
Yeah. We got to see
yeah.
the
So,
TV. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
By the way,
Yeah,
we have
good.
131 people on. Thank you so much for
Yes.
being with us for the kickoff of TennisCon. We are very excited. Again, if you're new to TennisCon, don't know how it works, if you're on your free pass right now, tomorrow morning because a lot of people are like, well, when does this start? How do I get the lessons? You're on my email list. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I will send you an email of the Monday day lessons. Also, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're going to do another live streams with Jorge Capistani on doubles checkpoints. So tomorrow's going to be jam packed with stuff. Now, that's the awesome thing about TennisCon is there's so many amazing lessons. The thing that is maybe, I don't know, a negative about it if you're on the free pass is it goes fast. And if you don't want to miss anything, upgrade to the lifetime pass, and Maribon tonight is going to give you some awesome bonuses if you buy off his special link. Okay.
Yes.
So that's it.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see any questions at the moment. So for this topic. So let's go on to number 3.
Okay. Number 3. This right here is so key and it's so important. I find that a lot of adult club players, they kind of remind me of golf enthusiasts. They're very, very concerned about the grip and the stroke. They love to work on that. They love to work on that and get better at it. They love to study it. and they understand. I think every single person watching this will agree that footwork is important, but they neglect actually working on it. They usually view footwork as if they're not moving their feet and they miss a shot. I hear things like move your feet, don't be lazy, watch the ball. Those are the three big things that people say when they are not moving their feet. Don't be lazy, watch the ball. That's I hear that all day
Yeah,
long.
classic.
But Marissa gave a great live stream this year. We did a live stream interview. And then she has an awesome 30-minute workout that I actually did that's very, very good. That if you got in the habit and did her workout 3 days a week, I'm telling you, you would start moving better on the court. And you would also start being stronger in your legs and your core. It's really, really well done. It's an excellent workout. She's got like the music on, she's got the timer, and it shows you what the next workout is going to be. And she said something that I really like the way she put it. She's like, you don't understand. The footwork is part of the technique, and
Yeah.
there's a rhythm and a dance to it. And the more you can start to not just tell yourself to move your feet, but move your feet in a certain way, certain footwork patterns, and a certain rhythm, it's going to make your technique more fluid. Where a lot of people are only working on the stroke, they can hit certain checkpoints, but they always tend to look robotic and they always tend to get caught, right? The
Yes.
slightest little change, a ball coming in too close, a ball a little bit out there, a ball that's going higher, a ball that's forward, their technique breaks down in an instant because they don't take the art of moving your feet, neglecting footwork drills. They don't take it serious enough, and they give themselves the excuse of like, well, I'm not as, I'm not young anymore. I'm not, that my knees hurt, my back hurts. Like I can't. If you get in the habit of doing this, like I have all those things, my knees hurt, my hips hurt, my back hurts, but I actually still have pretty darn good footwork. I'm not fast anymore, but my footwork is still about as good as when I was a junior because I still like to do footwork exercises as my workout. And so when I actually go out there and play with somebody that I'm going, okay, I'm going to play for me today. I'm not coaching, I'm playing for me. And occasionally I'll film myself. I have to say, wow, that footwork still looks good. I look slow going to the ball, but my footwork looks good. And so you get caught a lot less when you do that and you play more in a flow.
I cannot agree more. It's funny you mentioned that. I was looking at slow-mo video of my footwork a few days ago from like a doubles match, or maybe it was a practice, and I noticed, there was one ball where, I split step, but then I didn't, take an adjustment step, and so I was like kind of, set too early. And then, the ball just took a slight different, trajectory than I anticipated. And all of a sudden my stroke looks like so ugly, it's just technically off. And so like if you're in that perfect position, now it facilitates like, great technique, as long as you know how to do it. But, even if you have great technique, but you're not, in good position, all of a sudden you're just adjusting on the fly and you're hitting, an ugly looking stroke. So I have lately been analyzing my footwork, and I've also found, on a few occasions, especially if like a opponent blasts the ball really hard at me, that sometimes I tend to kind of like move kind of back like into too much of a defensive position. And then now I have my momentum falling back, things like that. So footwork has been a big highlight for me lately, and I've been telling myself like, footwork. That's lately. I try to have very few prompts, if any, in the match, but lately it's been footwork, like the focus on that. So that's helped me a lot. So footwork is huge.
Mirabon, you move great on the court. I like that Scott said I still look
Thanks.
quick, so I appreciate that. So I do want to
You do.
address this from Stuart because definitely if you become a lifetime member, there are some people that every now and then we have literally over hundreds signed up on the free on the paid pass already, and I thank you guys. You guys are what makes TennisCon possible. Okay. Stewart said, I think I paid twice for lifetime access to TennisCon 8, but I don't see that on my profile on the tennis, basically in his member area. How can I verify that? The way, if ever you have any questions, problems, you email me at crunchtimecoaching@gmail.com. All right. Crunchtimecoaching@gmail.com. In fact, I'm going to, he said not twice, but whatever your concern is, Stuart, or anybody, whenever you run into any problems, this is what you do. You email me at crunchtimecoaching@gmail.com. You tell me your specific issue, like I can't log in. TennisCon 8 wasn't added to my member library. Whatever it is, I lost my password. Just email me at crunchtimecoaching@gmail. I've been pretty good. I'm right on the ball. Unless I'm doing something like this or on the court, I'm looking at email a lot this week, and I will try and get you set up as fast as possible. Okay. So Stuart, email me this every issue you have, just email it to me and I will set you up. I think that's a good opportunity to tonight to announce that Maribon is going to have his own special bonus. So if you want to get Maribon's bonus when he goes through it, this link I'm putting right into the chat right now, you can use that special link. And so obviously, you can't click on that on the screen, but I'm just showing you. I put that in the chat. You click on that link in there, and when Maribon goes through his bonuses, you can get his special bonuses. Okay. All right,
Sweet.
cool. 141 people on. Thank you, guys. Do we have any questions from here, or should we just go to the next thing?
Yeah, we do have a few questions actually. Okay, wow, actually you have a decent amount. So one is from Paul. Where do you stand on split steps? Necessary, optional, other?
Absolutely necessary. The split step, if you do it right, here's how you know you're doing it right or wrong. If you split step and land and then feel stuck, right? If it makes you feel like slower, like you're just waiting, then you went too early.
Yeah.
If you split step and land and then you feel like, whoa, things are like going so fast, like I feel like I can't, then you split step too late. You want to split step right as you feel their energy about to come into the ball. So by the time they're hitting it, you've gone up and you've landed. So then as soon as you land, you can break. That's when you know you're doing it right. Okay. And if your knees are bad, you're like, well, I can't jump. You can do what I call a knee bob, just get more athletic position. And as they get ready to hit, just kind of bob your knees up. So then when you come down, then you can be explosive. And the thing about footwork, and I pointed this out to my last group, everybody in the beginning of the weekend had terrible footwork, but everybody was in great shape, especially for their age. Then we started to work on their footwork. And one thing that one lady said, Pam, she's awesome. She's a great player, like a 4 or 5 player. She came to our doubles confidence camp. She saw her footwork in the very next round that we did, because we filmed it. We do it in progressions at the Hyper Focus camp. You guys can come if you want to come. And I said, what did you think? She goes, it's amazing how much better of a tennis player I look when I move my feet. She said, I look like a real tennis player. She goes, this looks like it would intimidate some of my opponents. And it does. Mm-hmm. If you're moving your feet, they can feel that energy across the court. So when they get ready to hit a shot that they think they should put away, they go, oh, Maribon moves his feet. Maybe I should make this a little closer to the line. We all know what happens when we press, right? It makes the court feel smaller. When the court feels smaller, what do? We miss more shots. Yeah. And what I try and tell adult tennis players is, if you watch a professional, they all work on their footwork because they know it's a non-negotiable, right? Because everybody's going to have great footwork. So they all work on it. But imagine if you really worked on your footwork and you knew the right timing of the split step and you just played in a rhythm out there. Imagine what an advantage you would have, because usually if there's 4 tennis players on a recreational court playing 3-5 or 4-0 tennis, almost every time all 4 players don't have really good footwork. What if you were the one person every time that showed up and your footwork stood out? How much of a better player would you be? Okay.
A lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So Steph, on off season or in the off season, when you don't have access to an indoor court, how do you work on your footwork?
That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. You know,
Don't
you
need it.
can work on it in your living room, in a gym,
Yeah.
you know, out on the street, in a grass field. Like there's no excuse not to do it. And if you're wondering, well, how do I do it? I'm telling you, go through Marissa's workout. She does it in her living room in a very small space. It is a fantastic workout. I actually did the workout. Are you guys getting this stuff? Did anybody else do Marissa's workout? Anybody who is a lifetime member who has access, it's in there. Has anybody gone through and done her workout yet? Let me know. Comment. Maribon, you're getting lots of compliments on your haircut, by the way. Look at
Thanks,
that.
Linda.
You clean up nice.
I appreciate it. It's all
Oh, look,
AI.
Pam's on. Pam's on.
Pam, hey Pam, what's up?
Yeah. Guys, make sure you go through a workout. And again, this is the benefit of being able to do this over and over again. I mean, this is something, her workout, there's certain things that when you go through TennisCon, you're like, okay, that video speaks to me. This should be one that speaks to everybody. Like there's not one person on this live stream that wouldn't benefit by going, okay, what if I bought TennisCon just for her workout to go through over and over again? And it's the one thing I did in TennisCon 3 times a week for the next year. You'd get more than your money is worth because it's really good.
Really
Okay.
good. Let's see what else we got. And then if you want to take one more, let's say, Becky, will you be showing us some drills, exercises for footwork during TennisCon 8 week? How can we find Marissa's workout?
Yeah, Marissa's workout, I believe, is on Tuesday or Wednesday, and you'll see it if you're on the free pass. You'll see it on that day. You can do the workout. It's basically like, do you ever go to the mall and like people are like giving you food and like, here, try this? That's what the free week is about. It's like, just take a look at it. It's pretty good. So you'll get to check that out. Dean Hollingworth also has an outstanding workout on Friday. We have Justin and another Marissa doing a workout on Tuesday. Justin Russ, he works with pros, he works with colleges. So there is some outstanding footwork exercises and recovery stuff and injury prevention stuff. It's all inside there. It's really good. We got some yoga. I also, if you see some presentations from years before, it's because I thought it was so good, you should watch it again. I realize that most people, once TennisCon is over for that week, even if they have lifetime access, they probably don't use the material for quite a while, which I think is a mistake. So there's certain workouts, like there's a yoga workout, there's a Pilates workout. I put it in there again because I want you guys to go through and do it.
Yeah, definitely. And I was reading a book from Tim Ferriss. It's like Tools of Titans. And one of the people he interviewed, I think it was Seth Godin, who said, I read amazing books like over and over again, as opposed to like, reading tons of like new books because they're so powerful, but you still like the lessons, reading them and reviewing them like really helps you. And, I do the same with my tennis con and summit stuff. So I really think too that like having these lessons for forever is really, really helpful, especially when you identify one or several that you really, really like on TennisCon, to have that access.
That's what I'm so proud. I mean, these are actual master classes. I mean, think about what would you get more out of? Let's say there's 5 videos at TennisCon this year. Like, that is damn good, and that's my problem. What would you get the most out of this year if you just went through those 5 videos for 365 days and just kept going back to them until you mastered them, or scrolling through Instagram every single day watching 10 to 30-second little clips, or like somebody who's like 15 times better than you smoke a forehand down the line and then smile at the camera? Like, what is actually going to help you become a better tennis player? And it's so important. Even us as adults, we're becoming so much of an ADD society. We're much better than the kids, but I just saw something that Harvard professors are even complaining that think about this, Harvard professors are complaining that the kids in their school can no longer read a complete book from start to finish. And that's mostly because of what's happening on social media. Okay. One thing, how
Yeah.
does one access this? Again, you'll get emails every day with all the lessons, so you see them if you're on the free pass. If you have the full access pass, you can log in and you can find the workout and you can go through it over and over again for the rest of your life. All right, let's go into this though, because this is taking a while to get through. So I want to, we're really having fun tonight. Okay, this is a great lesson, 55-minute lesson from Jorge Capistani, helping you master every single position on the court. One of the things that recreational players struggle with is getting the timing of the poach, and also something that Jorge calls the doubles dance. Basically, this person usually up there, if you have one back, one up, one back, one up, usually this person just stays locked. These two people are usually locked. But and he said that, it's easy to explain what he calls the doubles dance, how you should be moving according to the ball, but it's very hard to get students to do that. And if you don't know Jorge Capistani, I call him the Babe Ruth of tennis con because he always knocks out of the park because he gives the best presentations because he is a master pro. And he said, out of all the years teaching, he said, I've had trouble getting people to move in the two net positions properly. I've had a lot of trouble getting them to actually do what I want them to do. I can explain what I want them to do, but getting them to do what I want them to do has been very difficult for me until I discovered this one drill. So he basically shows you a drill that you can do, and you don't need a coach to run the drill. You can watch the drill and go, okay, I can do that with like a friend, or if I can, let's say you're a captain of a team, you can do this. You can run it yourself. It's very easy to follow, and it helps you really understand the timing of when to move up and back and where exactly you should be. And then you notice through the drill when this happens that then people start to poach a lot easier to the middle. It's really, really cool. So he shows you the poach timing, how to get through the middle, and he shows you a great drill to learn how to do what he calls the doubles dance. Very, very good lesson.
Yeah, I love that. That's so huge. I think it's going to transform your doubles game and confidence at the net. So love that. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, let's see. Tom says I did it all 7 days of Marissa's workout. It's very good. So love to see that. Steven, thank you. He said I still use Mirabon's tennis resistance training video from a few years ago.
Oh, that's a great video.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, so John has a question. I'm a giraffe. I have slow twitch muscles. Do you have any tips to speed up so I can keep up with the speed demons, or am I destined for the senior vets?
No, I mean, I think again, John, the more you train in a tennis specific workout, maybe you won't ever be the fastest person on the court. But again, tennis is just about becoming a better version of yourself. That's why I think tennis is such a great life teacher. It's a great life coach because, yeah, maybe we're never going to get to a certain level of somebody else that's like super fast, like maybe the fastest guy in your group. But if you can be faster, 1% faster than you are right now in the next month, well, you're going to be better. And if you can add to that the next month, and the more you get into the habit, the more you do these exercises rather than just like don't doing any exercise at all, or kind of like walking or jogging on a treadmill, like that's not going to get you faster. But doing these tennis specific exercises will get you to move much better on a court. It will.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agreed. Totally agreed. Pete, I know it's been a lot of time has passed and given a lot of great value. Appreciate it. Do you want to go to 5?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. This is a great lesson from Vlad. He's got like 13 syllables and consonants and things like that for a last name, so I don't know how to say his last name. I apologize. He's from the Ukraine, but he gives a great lesson. Do you know how to say his last name?
No, I didn't know he's from Ukraine. That's cool, but
yeah, he's from the
I'll
Ukraine.
try later.
Anyway, this is a perfect picture. He's showing that, and most recreational players do this. They wait for the ball to bounce, and then they actually get into this position that he's in. You can see this picture The ball's not even over the net yet, and look where he is. He's ready. That's what he's trying to show. And so his lesson is teaching you how to, first of all, use acceleration timing in your shot and how to prepare faster for tennis balls. He showed another clip right after this where Novak Djokovic is returning serve like over here, and you can see the serve in the net, and he's ready. He's ready to hit. So a big mistake that recreational players make is they see the ball this early. You see, can you see that? They see the ball. Can I blow this up? No, I guess I can't. But they see the ball that early, but they wait until the ball bounces. Then they start to get in this position. And this is something that you have to train. It's just not as simple as going, oh, that's a great tip. I'll do that in my next match. As simple as this looks to do, and as much as everybody probably gets the idea, like, oh, that's what you got to do, you have to train it. And Brent Abel in his lesson talks about how he will focus on preparation. Like his first 5 or 10 minutes, he's actually just focused on the preparation, being super aware of it. He's working on it, head up the middle, just like this. And he'll be like working on a couple, he gives himself about 5 little cues to prepare faster and to create spacing. So it's just not a matter of going, that was a great video, I got to remember that my next match. That's where it's not going to work. But the more you're like, okay, my first 10 minutes, it's literally just all about preparation and seeing if I can see the ball this early and get to this preparation this soon and film it. Just don't think you are, because you'll be shocked about how you're still not, even though you swear you're ready. You're still not ready. Okay, so you got to train it. You just can't understand it.
Yeah, that's huge. I think one big problem that people have, especially against big hitters, is hitting the ball late, and so I think the preparation is big. Actually, I remember having a lesson on my back end, and the coach, noticed that my back end preparation was kind of late as well. So that was one big thing we worked on. So I like this lesson. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Is this stuff making sense to you guys? You guys understand this? Any questions? The point of this is not just to show you, hey, look, get ready earlier. It's to actually then take this lesson and go, okay, tomorrow when I go warm up for my match, the entire warm up, I'm going to be aware of when my racket is getting ready. I'm going to be really focused on getting this perfect preparation. And to take it to another level, I'm going to film it. I'm going to not just trust that I understand the information, therefore my body is going to follow and do the right thing, but actually seeing how clean it looks and compare yourself to this look. You can see that's the cool thing. I call this in your face form. We don't need to see this guy hit a ball to know he's a good player, because we can just tell by the way he's set and everything. He's got that look like, oh, that looks like he's pretty good, because he's prepared early and he's prepared properly. It takes a lot of reps just to get that look down. As simple as it looks, most people watching this are probably not doing that when the ball is coming to them. Okay.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Let's see. So Peter says, if we plan a poach, should the back player automatically run to the opposite side or stay where he is in case I don't reach the ball? Good question.
Yeah. So let's say you plan a poach. You're here. You're going to move your players here. The smoother you can make it, where like you go right before they're hitting, and then right before they're hitting, this person, let's say they're serving volley, they're going this way and then they go that way, or they wait and then they go, then that doesn't give the poach away so early. But even if just by moving, even if it's not the exact right timing, you're going to be in much better shape overall if you just take some chances, give them different looks. So yeah, it'd be good if you had a planned poach. Obviously your partner wants to back you up over here.
Got it.
Yep.
Roger that. Sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, I mean, we can go to the next one, Pete.
Next one.
If you like.
What are we up to? We're up to number 5. Wow. No, we're up to number 6. No, number 6.
Okay.
Number 6. Okay. This is our second tip here. Is it's not only just practicing footwork steps and all of that, and to show you what a big game changer it is. And I also interviewed Dr. Mark Kovacs this year at TennisCon, and we talked about the future of tennis fitness. And so much of the future and the actual present, which has been different from the past, is a lot of injury prevention exercises. And what's cool is Dean Hollingworth here, who's a great coach, works with a lot of high level players. The first half of this, and again, it's step by step, you can follow along with it, is all about injury prevention exercises, making sure that the hips are more flexible and more mobile, the core, the feet, right? The calves, everything, the hamstrings. He prepares and activates that, shows you how to do it. And then he goes through elite movement exercises. But you see, that's the difference between the past and the present. A lot of times in the past, they would just do some very general warm-ups and they're like, okay, now I'm going to start working on like kangaroo hops, like, and then they're blowing out their hips and stuff and their knees. Where the pros today, how is Novak Djokovic able to last so long? How are all these pros playing such physical, grueling matches, more physical, more grueling than it's ever been, yet the longevity and the quality of the tennis is clearly lengthening. And it's just not lengthening in tennis. I mean, look at LeBron James. LeBron James, 40 years old now, I think. He looks phenomenal this year. They're off to a 2-0 start.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. And it's rumored that he spends like $1 million on his body each year in training. So, and the thing that we have to understand is like, okay, we're not going to train exactly like a pro. We're not going to be able to spend 3 to 5 hours a day just working on our body. But if we can take, like, I think this video is less than 20 minutes, maybe it's 20, 25 minutes. If we can take the ideas of what the pros are doing and turn them into tiny habits and just do them, 3 to 4 times a week, a little bit here, a little bit there, and be consistent, it's going to pay off such a big amount in your tennis, your fitness, your recovery. And that's what you want, right? You want to be able to play a match and then feel like within a day or two, you can get out there on the practice court and feel good. That it doesn't take you the complete week to be stumbling and bumbling around. And then you're like praying like, oh, can I even get ready for this match next week? So it's following exercises like this so that you're not getting injured. I mean, it's amazing. The number one reason for returns in courses is I got hurt and I can't play anymore. And then every now and then, the number one reason people can't come to one of my camps, I'm hurt. I can't come to your camp. And the more we do this stuff off the court, you're going to have a much better time on the court. And this, again, a great step-by-step video. It's coming out. If you're on the free pass, it's coming out this Friday. If you don't want to wait till Friday to watch it, again, you can use Maribon's link that I have in the chat, and you can click on that link, and you can get instant access to it tonight. Start looking through everything, and Maribon's going to give you some awesome bonuses too.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, injury prevention, that's huge. I've actually have been in PT for several weeks now for a couple of different things. Luckily, they're, somewhat minor, but, wrist, wrist issue. And I went through PT for a few weeks, and then that's feeling good now. And then I'm going through PT from something with my foot. But it's incredible, like how these exercises that they have you try to do every day, like how much that clears things up. And you would think, like, a lot of times people think with pain that it's all about rest, but really it's about strengthening the areas that need to get better, and that just helps you heal and and prevent it from happening again. So I think, especially for a lot of our demographic who follow us and learn from us are the older folks, and so I think that this is a huge thing that you need to pay attention to just overall. Number one thing with tennis is just enjoy the sport, enjoy improving, and if you're not able to be healthy, you won't be able to do that. So definitely want to focus on this. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, by just commenting, and you can even say what like we have tennis elbow, uh, have you had an injury in the last year that's kept you off the court more than you'd like? Comment, let us know. What was your injury? You don't even have to say what your injury is, but even if you say me, I haven't been able to play for 6 months or whatever. And then also, if you're change your habits around, share some success stories. Say, I used to have this pain, now I'm doing this and I feel much better. So we'd love to hear that from you guys as we go into number 7.
All
Okay,
right. What is it?
look at that. Oh my gosh, who's that
Oh,
guy?
who's that guy?
Who's
Handsome.
that guy? I gotta put that guy in soul layout. Oh, look at that. Okay,
Beautiful.
anyway,
That lefty.
that's
Uh-oh.
that I gotta say, Maribon, that's in your face form right there.
That's nice.
Ready? Got the
It's really good.
got the Fed look right there. Got the hand out.
That's
Early
pro.
preparation. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but why oh, let's go. Yeah, injuries and illnesses are the main reason I'm not playing. I have not
Mm,
played because the doctor says I can't play because of oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Look at this. Left knee injury 15 days ago, was able to hit some today. I was stretching and noticed my left shoulder is not flexible. Need to work on that.
Mhm.
Working on an ankle injury, hamstring, tennis elbow. So obviously we
Mm.
got a lot of people out there that could use these. So make sure you're just not watching these videos. A lot of them are follow along. Now, here's huge mistake number 7 that recreational players make. And I notice this a lot. You think too much in your matches and not enough in practice. And so this is one lesson that's pretty cool. I'm using a fast track. This is really neat. It just basically keeps recycling out the ball. And I'm also using a saber, which makes you really focus on the ball. So 2 great training aids. And I'm in what you would call a closed environment, meaning that this ball is this machine right here is feeding me just like he's just feeding me some hand feeds. That's what it feels like. And that's great practice. That's your opportunity to achieve perfection. And when you're in a closed environment and there's not many variables, this is when I want you overthinking. This is when I want you to do a lot of progression work. This is when, if it's a brand new habit, I want you to struggle with it and fail as much as possible and have your brain almost feel like it's going to explode. And usually, when people are trying to learn something new, the most common answer I hear from people, especially if they get in a rut and they get a little, their game goes downhill for a little bit, they go, "Oh, I'm thinking too much." And I tell them, "No, you're not thinking too much. I want you to maybe even think more, because when you're trying to learn something new, unfortunately, if your body's not used to doing it, you've got to retrain the movements. And so overthinking, overanalyzing, find your job is to go, okay, what's the next micro progression I can do? Let me film this and study every single move and be super analytical. That's how you can create change. Now, when you go play your match, the temptation becomes, am I doing the right thing that I just been learning in my match today? I sure hope I am, because that's the way you feel validation. Like, oh, it's happening in a match. And the more you are trying to get your validation of a new habit in your match and you're wondering and you're thinking about the stuff you're learning, you are going to play a terrible match. I hate to tell you that. You use this in this practice environment, and the closer you get to competition style drills, you think about these habits less and less and less, especially if it's something new to you. Like, especially if you're just learning something new at TennisCon this week and you've got a match, like, try and forget you even learned it, unless it's a strategy tip that's simple to understand. Because you're going to start overthinking and you're going to fail, and your match, you're going to feel very inhibited and just stuck out there. So your job is, when you're learning something new, is to like get on this fast track like every single day for 10, 15 minutes. Film yourself every single day. have it get smoother and smoother. Break down just one simple part of the swing, and it will start to come naturally. It will start to become a habit, and you're not even going to have to think about it in a match. It's just going to start showing up in your matches. So think very, very simple stuff in your matches, things that you can do without wondering if it's going right. And then think about the more complex stuff in a closed environment like this. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, let us know, but definitely does to me.
Yeah. That sounds like the talent code. That's Dave from Colorado, and he's absolutely right. That's how you learn. Read the talent code. That's what a lot of what we teach inside TennisCon. A lot of drills that will show you the progressions to finally get stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was mentioning earlier, like probably an hour ago, Peter, how like, when I'm in a match, I just try to really limit like any prompts that I have for myself, like footwork or something like that. But otherwise it kind of can complicate things and get you overthinking. So
Yeah. I love this. Makes sense. Like my music practice, there's practice and then there's performance. And
Mm.
it's so funny. One of the things that I put on the list, but then I didn't, it took it off the list because I wanted to make sure we got 8 lessons from TennisCon. But this is my own tip. Too many club players want to practice like they're conducting a symphony
Mhm.
instead of practicing scales. If you want to get better, practice your scales. Don't play a symphony, meaning that the whole stroke looks so pretty and we want to get to the end as fast as possible. So we tend to watch videos and we see things. We're like, okay, I'm going to think about that when I'm working on my complete forehand. And so you're trying to play, like he said, a complete performance, a symphony. You're trying to do that in your practice. And that's where you really, really run into frustration and you get stuck and you never quite get everything. You got to break things down into scales, just like if you're practicing learning how to learn an instrument so you can go play and do a performance. So I'm so glad Stuart mentioned that.
Yeah. Yeah, really good stuff. Awesome. Awesome. Shall we go to the last one? Let's do it.
Yes. The last one
Einstein.
is, and I love that I do so many in-person camps now, because then I really get to see, okay, who are the people watching it? Who are probably the most obsessed because they actually come out. So who are the totally obsessed of the totally obsessed? They're the ones who come and actually get on a plane and train with me. And what I find is that so many of you guys are so smart. I like to kid and say, look, I'm definitely the dumbest person here on the court today when I have my students come in. Like there's doctors there, there's lawyers, there's all kinds of different, like, very business owners, very accomplished people. So why do I say you're too smart for your own good? Because you're obviously coming to me because you want to get better, right? That's the whole goal. And you're obsessed. And so when I explain something to you, you grasp it very quickly. I mean, I see your eyes. You're like, oh, yeah, like that makes complete sense. I mean, I get it. And then you're also lots of times type A. You're like, I get it and I'm going to get it, And then when you don't get it in like 5 minutes, you get super mad at yourself, right? And then you get discouraged and you get
Yeah.
frustrated. And then maybe when you go home, you might give up too early on a new concept. And so your brain gets things very fast, especially you intelligent people out there. You're like, okay, got it. But what you don't appreciate is that the body is still going, I don't get it. I don't understand this. And you don't have the appreciation for how long it takes your body to go, oh, I get what the brain gets. I get it now. And I'm doing it. And I'm doing it without thinking. It takes you a long time, right?
Yeah.
Working hard for like 14 days, I get it. You're spending hours. You're working harder than 99% of your contemporaries who play at your club. But even though you're doing that, that's still not enough time for the body to catch up with the brain. It takes a lot of work to train that body so it finally, the brain and the body are going, we get this now. And we're not even thinking about it. So why I finish with this is when you watch TennisCon 8, it's so important to go through the material over and over again. To really, a lot of it's going to be like watching a movie. You're like, oh, I think I just heard something different this time by watching, or oh, that tip makes more sense to me now. And then going out and actually training the drill that you're just learning and doing it over and over again. That's how you are going to get this, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys are going to watch these videos and go, I get that. That makes sense. I'm glad I heard that. But you've got to appreciate how long it's going to take your body to get what your brain gets right away. That's it.
Yeah. 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 Kind of like, a lot of people who you see who are, famous or doing really well, and like you think it's an overnight success, but
Yeah,
a lot of times it takes a while, and you have to, not
exactly.
get frustrated, stay committed to the process,
Exactly.
things will come.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Maribon. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, we have some, nice comments here, and yeah, a lot of clapping here. Paul's clapping. That's great.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Sweet. Sweet.
Took me years to get this. Play scales and chords, then play them to perform. Train with practice. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay, so let's shift gears here. If you guys, how TennisCon works, this is actually the membership, okay? But how it works is like tomorrow's Monday, okay? And if you're on the free pass, let's talk about if you're on the free pass. Come on, open up. Oh, it's already open. Duh. If you're on the free pass, you're going to get an email, and then you're going to get a page that will be available for 48 hours, and it's going to have all these lessons. I'm inside the membership right now. So if you want to get inside the membership tonight and start going through this, you can. So you're going to get Gabby Paz, who used to be top 200 in the world. She's teaching the two-handed backhand. You can also learn more about the instructor by clicking on their links. This is an encore performance. It's about the mind, how to be unstoppable on and off the court. Jeff Saldenstein is now actually doing training for corporations for that. This is Volley Secrets. Ryan Reedy, one of my favorite instructors. So that's going to be tomorrow. And it's a great video. Really teaches you the finer points of how to be a better volleyer. It has 212,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Do you want to go full screen, Peter? Will that help with like looking at it for people?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I want to get rid of you. Get out of here.
Okay. There we go.
So, and let me get rid of that.
Yeah, take that.
Okay. Yeah. So again, can you see that pretty good? Yeah, there's Ryan's lesson. And so you can go through that. This is just one day. This is Thomas from Field Test. I think it says over, I think he's like well over 200,000 subscribers now. So I think that's outdated. And we talk about how to play relaxed and not hard. He's an excellent instructor. Great presentation. I think this is probably like I said, these are master classes. This one's probably like 40, 50-minute interview that we did. This encore performance on how to serve over 100 miles an hour from guys that are under 6 feet tall. And then they did a new one, a 2-step kick serve transformation, and they're actually working with students in this one, Day and Daytree. If you've never watched their videos before, they're excellent. So that's a kick serve lesson. This one's really cool. This is, I think, how tall would you say Brady is? He's probably like 6'9", wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, close. Upper 6s for sure.
And I asked him this year, I'm like, hey, would you mind making a video on how to beat taller players? So he has 5 secrets to being tall. I couldn't believe he said yes, but he's got 5 secrets to beating taller players. That's a really good one because we all play people, lots of times that are taller than us. I'm 6'1", and I remember playing sometimes people as tall as Brady. It was very intimidating. I'm like, how do you beat this guy? Fix erratic and shaky tosses. That's an encore video. This is the tennis doctor. He's actually working with a great student, how to attack high forehands. So you can see all kinds of great information. Play smarter with match analytics. So all this stuff is coming up tomorrow. Then we'll have Tuesday. We're going to do a live stream tomorrow night. Now, again, if you have a lifetime access pass, you get that, and you can watch these over and over again, whenever, wherever you want. I want you to also know, let's go back here, what is up. And one of my favorite bonuses is the VIP coaching hotline. If you click on this, this is just available this is not in the free pass. If you're a lifetime member, you can click on this and you're going to get access to me. And what you can do is you can send me a video of yourself serving. You can also add it in the text. Like people, well, how would I send you a video? Well, you can like upload it to Dropbox or YouTube, and you can send in just a quick video of yourself serving or hitting a forehand. I'll analyze it a bit for you. You can ask me an audio question. You can come on video. You could just say hello to me. But this is the VIP coaching hotline, which I let people have for like a year. So for Join Tennis Con. So pretty good stuff. Again, if you go off Maribon's link, you're going to get access to all of this, plus my 6 bonuses and Maribon's big bonus. So let's go into, I'm going to bring Maribon back. Maribon, if you can get your bonus ready, and I'll put that link in there again. Does anybody have any questions on this? On how TennisCon works? Or you guys, does this make sense? I just want to make sure everybody this makes sense on how this all works. Let me know if you have questions on how TennisCon works. You already got your are you there, Maribon?
Yes, yeah, I've got my screen share thing up whenever you want to put it up.
Do you want me to put it up there? Okay.
Yeah, if you're ready.
I'm ready. So this is Maribon's bonus. If you buy off his link.
Yes. So I have 2 bonuses for you all if you use my link to purchase lifetime access to TennisCon, which by itself is it's an incredible value, and even like one lesson that helps your game is worth it for sure. But the first one is a forehand power challenge. So I filmed a 5-day forehand challenge. That's my best shot. That's the shot that I try to set up the point to hit my forehand the most. And so that's, the shot that I know, front and back easily. So I did this 5-day challenge for you, which, there's a video each day, and there's also key points for you to remember, and then action steps for you to take as well. So I filmed that for you, and trying to click through it here. And so as I mentioned, each day shows you what to do. So I think that's going to be great if you want to make your forehand into a weapon. And then I also have for you a technique masterclasses power pack. So as you know, I've done, I think now 8 tennis summits. And so there's been so many amazing, technique sessions. And what I'm doing is to get my favorite ones for you from these summits. And I'm going to give you those as well. So those will be the 2 bonuses that I'll give you. And again, if you purchase through my link, which I think is in the chat there, I'll give you this forehand power challenge and my top technique masterclasses from the summits. So that'll be yours. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you use the link to get TennisCon 8.
There you go. Very cool. I put Maribon's link there for everybody to see on the video, but it's in the chat. So if you click on that, he will send that to you. Now, how does he send that to you? So when you sign up and you get inside the membership, you're not going to see Maribon's bonus there right away. We can't technically pull that off. If we could, we would. But what's going to happen is I will send Maribon the buyers list, and then he'll get you your bonus within 24 or 48 hours. He'll email you and say, here are my bonuses. Thank you so much for signing up on my link. But you have to sign up on his link. If you sign up on somebody else's link, we don't have your name on the buyers list. And so he therefore cannot send you the bonus. So thank you very much, Maribon, for doing that. And
of course.
Let's see, we had a question I was watching. Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that later. Let's see. I enjoy listening to your synopsis of your USA matches. Yeah, so you review your matches there, Maribon.
Awesome.
Very
Thanks,
cool.
Mark.
Very cool. Guys, do we have any questions on anything that we've gone through tonight, whether it's a tennis question, whether it's a technical question, if you're a lifetime member, how do you get in? If you're on the free pass, how are you going to watch tomorrow? Anything, let us know. We got a great year planned for you. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be live with Jorge Capistani at 8 o'clock. We're going to go through doubles checkpoints. And all these live streams, by the way, if you're enjoying them, are also going to be put into the lifetime membership. That's about it. I'm not seeing any questions, so I think people are getting it. So tomorrow, 9 o'clock, I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to be starting TennisCon 8. Maribon, thank you so much for being back in the saddle with me again. Enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and hopefully we can have you back for the end if I can twist your arm.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, anytime. And yeah, I just want to say, before we end, big thanks to Peter. The work involved in pulling all this off. I mean, you see how many instructors are on this, and then, the behind the scenes stuff with just setting up everything. And, he's probably sent thousands of emails by now to coordinate everything. So it takes a lot of work, and I really appreciate it, Peter, and we all do, and we enjoy it a lot. So you bring a lot of joy to all of us with all your hard work. So thanks a lot. And definitely, Pete, you deserve a lot of credit. And I think it'd be great if people support you as well by getting the all access pass and stuff. But either way, that or just telling friends about TennisCon 8, that it's great, so thank you.
I forgot. We have one more bonus.
One
more bonus, Maribon.
Uh-oh. Great.
My buddy Mike Rogers.
Oh, that's right.
Match recall. Yes, I'm putting myself on full screen. Yeah, okay, we have one more bonus. If you go to matchrecall.com, Maribon, if you could type that into the chat. Matchrecall.com. This is pretty cool. He created this. He's a totally obsessed tennis player, just like you guys. It's reflect, improve, win. Easily reflect on matches and opponents, win more league matches and tournaments. So he first created this for himself, and then he's a tech guy, so he actually had it made for everybody to use. So it's one of those things to where you can look at your players that you're playing against. You can keep notes on them, all your matches, your stats, and it's a way for you to recall, what you're doing in your matches, so that you can go there and play better. And it's something that's so important. I mean, all professional athletes, teams, organizations, they basically keep an organized file on everybody and everything they do. And it's hard to do that, but this app actually makes it doable. Okay. So this is from concept to creation. This is the story behind Match Recall. You can watch Mike. Like I said, he's a totally obsessed tennis player, just like you guys. So you can learn more about by watching this video. Match Recall benefits, helps you reflect when new. So there you go. So uncover strengths and weaknesses. And how do you do it? Go to the pre-launch offer, and then Mike will give it to you for free for quite a while. So first 500 to sign up, you get a 30-day free trial, no credit card required, annual subscription rate. And I think if you're part of TennisCon, if you sign up, he's going to give it to you even longer. Okay. I think he's going to give you longer than 30 days. So give that a try. Thank you, Mike, for saying that. And it looks really well done. He was telling me he was doing this. It actually looks really awesome. So that's another bonus you can get.
Sweet.
And you added the link, right? Matchrecall.com.
Oh. Yeah, for some reason it wouldn't let me post the full link, so I just broke it up. But hopefully people get it.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Matchrecall.com. It looks like it let me do it, Maribon.
Oh, I don't know why it didn't let me do it. I just
there it is.
But
so check it out. He'll let you do it longer than 30 days if you sign up tonight, I think. He said he'll be looking at it come in. So there you go. Oh, I got to bring awesome. Maribon back. I can't end this without Maribon right there.
Oh, there we go.
There you
Thanks.
go. There you go. Well, guys, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We're on almost an hour and a half, so we really appreciate you sticking with us. And it means a lot to us. And we'll see you throughout the week. We'll see you tomorrow night live. We'll see you Tuesday night. Oh, Tuesday night. How did I not mention this? Tuesday night, Gigi Fernandez is going to be with us live.
Oh
That's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
Legend.
And she's been through a lot with all the hurricane stuff. So it's very nice that she's going to come on. I didn't expect that, but that's very nice of her.
Yeah. That's nice what you've been doing to help, by the way.
Yeah, well, we got to get more donations. People are getting the emails. We need more donations. I'll talk about that more later. I don't want to overwhelm people, but yeah, I am. I
Yeah.
am. When you buy, send you a link where you can get awesome stuff at a very, very cheap discount, and 100% of the money goes to the hurricanes victims. I think we've had 1 or 2 donors so far, though, but we need
Okay.
more. We'll talk about it more as the week goes on. But I think that's
Cool.
enough talking
Cool.
for tonight. We couldn't
Yeah.
shut Maribon
Thanks,
up.
Peter.
They just nonstop talking, blah blah
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah,
Maribon.
blah, blah. I love talking. No,
No,
you
it
always
was
get me
me.
talking, Peter.
That's my
Yeah,
fault.
no,
I'm
great.
kidding. I talk too much.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. Appreciate it, Peter. Thanks again. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Definitely take advantage of the lifetime access and all the great bonuses and stuff through the link. And just overall have a great week ahead with Peter and the crew. So thanks a lot for tuning in.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out.
See y'all. Thanks.